Treasures of Terror Volume 1 is a horror anthology from 2024. This is directed by Erik Lundmark, written by Lundmark and Maria Collis, and we have a cast including Julianna and Drajkó, Vera VanGuard, and various others. That is the extent of the information on IMDb, so I apologise that that's very vague. In general, if you like horror anthologies, if you're looking for something that's an easy watch with some okay enough stories, then I'd say maybe it's worth checking out. I will talk about the various horror shorts that are in this to give you an idea of the kind of stories. I won't give away anything that happens at the end of each of the shorts, so there won't be spoilers for how the stories develop, but obviously I will be spoiling the stories, the concept of the stories themselves. In general, I'd say the performances are fine, the editing's fine, music, camera work, everything is absolutely fine. It's maybe not the most engaging from start to finish. Some of the stories are better than others. Generally, that's the case, though, with horror anthologies. So if you don't want any more information about the specific stories, then I will just very briefly sum up by saying it's decent fun if you like horror anthologies. Not the best, not the scariest, but it's maybe worth checking out. We also have a host presenting the anthologies, and she's played by Vera VanGuard, and I quite like the character. I thought she was, I like the character. I'll say no more, you can make up your own mind, but certainly as a package of short films, it's not too bad. So I will now talk very briefly about the stories and the kind of things you can expect. There are, I think, 6 stories. That's what's in my notes. I apologise if I've missed anything out. The first one is about some guys driving to Hollywood, and they bump into a rather dangerous person who kidnaps them. The story then went off in a weird direction that I didn't like. I didn't think the narrative was very well written, but there were some okay moments. The second one I loved. It's about a little boy and his imaginary friend, and dark things begin to happen to this medical professional who's talking with the little boy, and I enjoyed it. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's the kind of concept I love for feature-length horror films, and it was decent. I liked it. The third one was a bit bizarre, in a good way. It's about a security person and some barn animals, and then a mysterious person, and I'll say no more than that, but I thought the setting worked well. What I did like about all of these films is that they all do feel very different. None of them really feels the same as any of the others, and I thought that worked very well. So as a selection, it's pretty decent. The fourth one is about... Well, the fourth one was unexpected. It's about a psychiatrist, and initially the patient the psychiatrist is talking with is doing a Dalek impression and talking about Doctor Who creatures, and I had not expected it at all. And then there's a guy that the main focus is about a guy who thinks he's turning into a werewolf. And yeah, I thought this was the funniest. I think this one was definitely meant to be funny, and I quite enjoyed that one. It was unexpected and not too bad. Definitely a comedy horror, and one that worked quite well. The fifth one is about a car accident and a donor, and I just found it to be boring. I didn't care for it. I didn't enjoy it. It didn't work very well. And the same with the sixth one, the last one. It's about this green monster suit, and it wasn't very interesting. So the last few were not very good, but I definitely enjoyed the little boy with his imaginary friend, and the comedy horror with the psychiatrist, and the person doing Dalek impressions. So in general, it's decent enough. I'm keen to check out Volume 2. As a package of short films, there's a good variety there. Each of the stories has a different feel to it. So, in general, no real complaints. Treasure of Terror Volume 1 is an easy watch with some decent stories, some not that interesting, but ultimately, if you like horror anthologies, it might be one that's worth checking out.